At the water's edge, a place that seems deceptively calm, every slight movement can be tracked from below by a predator that rarely reveals itself. In a mere few seconds, a safe distance can vanish entirely, with the outcome decided before the prey even realizes what is happening. What enables the crocodile to command those pivotal moments, even against adversaries that are faster and more vigilant? In the slow, still waters, the crocodile lies motionless for long periods, watching and waiting. An adult can exceed 13 feet in length and weigh over 1,000 pounds. Yet its advantage lies not in raw power, but in timing. With only its eyes and nostrils protruding above the surface, it maintains a vantage point while minimizing the risk of detection. Its hunting strategy relies on patience and precision. Rather than giving chase, it silently closes the distance, tracking the slightest ripples on the water's surface. When water temperatures range between 75 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit, its reactions quicken, enabling a brief, decisive burst of speed in a matter of seconds. The advantage begins with stillness and is ultimately determined by timing. Across the vast semi-arid grasslands of East Africa, wildebeests inhabit open spaces that offer long-range visibility but present harsh conditions. They rely almost entirely on rainfall cycles. The herds follow the fresh grass wherever it sprouts. Each year, more than 1.5 million individuals migrate thousands of miles, constantly on the move to sustain themselves. When the herd pauses at the water's edge, the rhythm of their journey shifts. A herd descends to the river to drink, maintaining a cautious distance while scanning their surroundings. Beneath the murky surface, a crocodile lies motionless, revealing only its eyes and nostrils. It tracks the animal's movements, waiting for the perfect angle of approach. As one individual ventures close to the water's edge, closing the gap sufficiently, the surface suddenly erupts as the predator lunges with swift, precise speed. The crocodile clamps down on its target and drags it toward deeper water. The rest of the herd instantly turns and retreats rapidly from the area. Despite the prey's desperate struggle, the outcome is sealed. The hunt is over in moments. The crocodile maintains total control over the situation, while the majority of the herd escapes. At these watering points, danger lurks even when the environment appears tranquil. The outcome hinges not on numbers, but on positioning, timing, and split-second reactions. Every stop is a test where instinct and decision-making make all the difference. On the vast African plains, lions inhabit open environments where they can actively command their territory without needing to rely on stealth like other predators. While they can reach speeds of around 80 km/h, they can only sustain this pace for a few seconds, insufficient for prolonged chases. As a male lion steps into a river to cross, the proximity of danger becomes increasingly apparent. The moment the water rises above the lion's legs, the surface is suddenly broken. A crocodile lunges upward from the depths with a powerful thrust, aiming directly at the lion's path. Startled, the lion instantly pivots and retreats, pouring all its energy into short bursts of acceleration to escape the water. These reactions occur almost instantaneously, without a moment's hesitation. The lion reaches the bank and maintains a safe distance, having escaped the ambush. Unable to press its advantage, the crocodile halts at the edge of the deep water. The attack fails, yet it forces the lion to abandon its river crossing. In the transitional zones between water and land, danger strikes in the blink of an eye. The outcome hinges not merely on raw strength or speed, but on timely reactions and split-second decisions. On the open grasslands of the Serengeti, zebras inhabit an environment offering almost no cover. This open terrain allows them to scan the distance and detect threats early, rather than relying on concealment. They depend on speed and collective strength. Even as the herd moves toward a river crossing, they remain constantly vigilant. The zebras begin to cross the shallow water, maintaining spacing between individuals. Beneath the surface, a crocodile has already positioned itself, holding steady and waiting for the perfect moment. Without warning, the water churns violently as the predator lunges, locking onto its target in a lightning-fast strike. The situation shifts instantly. The zebra reacts immediately, kicking and twisting repeatedly to break the predator's grip. The struggle lasts only a few seconds before the crocodile's hold begins to falter. Once the pressure eases, the zebra breaks free from the bite and quickly makes for the bank. The hunt ends in failure, and the crocodile is forced to let its prey go. At river crossings, outcomes vary. Even when taken by surprise, a zebra's ability to react and its sheer stamina can provide a chance to escape. In those fleeting moments, the difference often comes down to how well an individual maintains control under high-pressure conditions. Across the sub-Saharan savannas and semi-arid regions, cheetahs inhabit open terrain characterized by long-range visibility and a scarcity of large trees. Their bodies are built for speed, capable of reaching between 95 and 120 kilometers per hour during short bursts of acceleration. However, their body temperature rises rapidly after a sprint, forcing them to pause and recover. Consequently, when approaching the water's edge to drink, their state of vigilance is not at its peak. Just beneath the surface, a crocodile lies in wait, remaining almost perfectly motionless. Once the prey is within range, the predator lunges suddenly, propelled by a powerful thrust of its tail, and clamps onto its target in a split second. The cheetah reacts, attempting to wrench itself free and twist away, but the crocodile has secured control from the very start. The entire encounter unfolds rapidly, leaving little room for adjustment. The crocodile drags its prey into deep water, maintaining its grip until the animal's resistance fades. Unable to sustain its strength in the aquatic environment, the cheetah succumbs, and the ambush concludes decisively. In such scenarios, the advantage lies not in speed, but in precise positioning and impeccable timing. In the Serengeti and Masai Mara, gazelles inhabit open grasslands and semi-arid regions characterized by vast visibility and few obstructions. They do not require frequent water, having adapted well to arid conditions. Capable of speeds between 80 and 100 kilometers per hour, they can also maneuver in zigzags to evade danger. However, as a gazelle approaches the water's edge to drink, the distance to safety narrows. Beneath the murky water, a crocodile lies in wait, revealing almost no trace of its presence. The moment the gazelle lowers its head, the water erupts as the predator launches a swift, decisive strike. Its jaws clamp onto the prey right at the water's edge, leaving no room for the animal to turn and flee. The gazelle kicks and struggles frantically, attempting to break free within the confined space. The predator maintains its grip while dragging the prey toward deeper water. The gazelle's reactions prove insufficient to break the initial hold. Unable to escape, the gazelle succumbs quickly to the ambush. In such encounters, positioning and timing determine the outcome in a matter of seconds. Across the arid grasslands of Australia, where they are the dominant inhabitants, though some species also frequent open woodlands and low mountain ranges, kangaroos travel by hopping. This mode of locomotion allows them to reach speeds of 60 to 70 kilometers per hour over short distances, making it more energy efficient than running. As a young kangaroo approaches a waterhole to drink, the margin of safety begins to shrink. Just beneath the surface, a saltwater crocodile lies in wait, keeping a low profile and remaining motionless. When the prey comes within range, the water erupts as the predator lunges, clamping down right at the water's edge. The kangaroo struggles, thrashing and kicking violently in a bid to escape, but fails to break free. The crocodile maintains its grip and drags the animal toward deeper water, controlling its movement within seconds. Unable to escape, the kangaroo is pulled under. The ambush concludes swiftly, demonstrating that success relies more on positioning and timing than on sheer speed. In the swamps and murky waters of the southeastern United States, particularly Florida, the American alligator thrives in an environment where vast open space is not required. Poor visibility and dark water provide a distinct advantage for its hunting style. It relies almost exclusively on ambush tactics, often lying motionless for hours while waiting for the perfect moment. As a python moves near the water's edge, the gap between the two predators begins to close. Without warning, the alligator suddenly lunges from the water, locking onto its target. The python reacts instantly, coiling its body around its opponent and squeezing continuously. The two grapple in the confined space, executing violent, twisting movements to gain the upper hand. The situation shifts rapidly over the course of just a few seconds. The python's constricting force gradually wanes as it fails to maintain pressure. It loosens its grip, withdraws from the confrontation, and moves away from the area. The alligator escapes the coil without being subdued. The encounter ends without a kill, demonstrating that not every attack results in a decisive outcome. In every situation, the crocodile relies not on raw speed or strength, but on patience, positioning, and timing to control the outcome. Even if an opponent is faster, more numerous, or quicker to react, the situation can shift in a matter of seconds. In the wild, the advantage belongs not to the strongest, but to the one who makes the right decision at the right moment. On the open grasslands and hidden edges of nature, every movement begins in silence before the moment of attack. A sudden acceleration, a precise approach, and the distance is closed in seconds. But even the most dangerous big cats can misjudge the timing, and when that happens, the hunt ends in retreat. So what causes a seemingly certain attack to fail? When danger arises, buffalo herds immediately tighten their formation as they move across the African savanna. Adults can weigh over 1,300 pounds, with thick, curved, and very hard horns. When threatened, the herd closes into a block, with the young in the middle and the adults surrounding them. This organization creates a stable protective circle, and any gap that appears is easily tracked. On the edge of the grassland, a pride of lions silently approached. They observed, waited for the right moment, and then accelerated when their target strayed from their protective circle. One blocked the path, while the others pressed from both sides. Just as they were closing in, a mature buffalo turned, lowered its horns, and charged straight ahead, forcing the lions to split up. The counterattack disrupted the rhythm of the assault. The buffalo herd immediately pressed forward, tightening their formation and pushing back their opponents. The lions did not continue to approach and retreated from the area. The buffalo herd maintained their formation and moved away, re-establishing the distance between them. The two sides separated, each playing its role in the natural rhythm of the savanna. In murky waters and slow currents, crocodiles are widely distributed in rivers, lakes, swamps, and estuaries. In areas like the Mara River, they lie still underwater, waiting for an opportunity. This environment conceals their movement and provides an ambush advantage. When prey approaches the water's edge, the advantage begins to shift in favor of the hidden predator. Taking advantage of the situation, a leopard approached the shore. It kept its body low, observing and waiting for the right moment. When the distance was close enough, it lunged into the water. The pounce created a powerful wave, but the crocodile immediately turned and dived underwater, changing direction from below and forcing the leopard to react. The rapid change from underwater quickly cost the leopard the initiative. The leopard stopped its approach, turned around, swam back to shore, and left the area. The crocodile remained in its position, silent in the murky water. The encounter ended with control returning to the dominant predator. Not solitary. Baboons move in large troops and maintain constant vigilance on the savanna and forest edges. Adults guard the edges, young in the center. When threatened, the entire troop does not scatter, but quickly regroups, signals, and exerts counter-pressure. This organizational structure forms a stable defense system where each position supports the others. Beneath the sparse foliage and the dry leaves covering the ground, a leopard silently crept to the edge of the troop. It lowered its body, observing their movements, and waited for an opening. When close enough, it accelerated and pounced on a monkey at the edge. The warning signal spread immediately. The adults turned and advanced, closing the circle from multiple directions. The tightening encirclement deprived the leopard of its advantage. It held its prey for a moment before being forced to release it. Facing the risk of injury, the leopard retreated and left the area. The troop maintained its formation and continued to move, maintaining a constant balance of hunting and defense. On the savanna grasslands of Africa, zebras live in herds and move in search of grass. In the Serengeti, many herds migrate hundreds of miles during the rainy season to maintain food and reduce risk, so they often choose open areas to maintain their visibility. As the formation spreads out, one zebra becomes separated from the herd, and that open space gradually becomes vulnerable. As soon as the gap appeared, a lioness was already at the edge of the area and began to observe. She kept her distance, moving slowly and waiting for the right moment. When she was close enough, she accelerated. The zebra, noticing late, turned and fled, then suddenly stopped. It turned to face her. A kick with its hind legs to the head knocked the lioness off balance and brought her to a halt. This sudden stop at the very moment of approach changed the entire course of events. The lioness retreated and did not continue the pursuit. It stood still for a brief moment before withdrawing. The zebra left the danger zone and returned to the herd. The distance was maintained, and the outcome was decided in that instant of reaction. In food contests, hyenas rely on their strong bite and pack coordination to maintain their position. Their jaws are incredibly powerful, capable of crushing bones that many other animals leave behind. When competing for prey, they hold on to the carcass with sustained bite and coordinated group action. This coordinated effort creates constant pressure, turning any open space into an easy target. In the grassy field where the carcass of its prey lay, a cheetah was eating after a successful hunt. The scent of the food attracted a hyena, which approached with the intention of snatching the meal. The cheetah immediately stopped eating, kept its distance, and observed. As the hyena got closer, it lunged to claim its share of the food. The hyena's pressure forced the cheetah to retreat step by step. After several unsuccessful attempts to hold on to its prey, it stopped and left the area to avoid injury. The hyena advanced, seized the carcass, and began to eat. The cheetah had no choice but to retreat, while the hyena remained beside the carcass, maintaining its advantage in the struggle. The open spaces of the African savanna allow gazelles to move and observe from a distance. They live on low grasslands where visibility is unobstructed and speed is a major advantage. In East Africa, herds of Thomson's gazelles frequently move through areas with cheetahs, and it is this environment that makes early reaction time a decisive factor. In the open savanna, a cheetah began to approach from behind. It kept its body low, observing the movement and waiting for the right moment. When the calf strayed from its mother, it immediately accelerated. The chase erupted, and the mother turned, lowered her head, and lunged straight at the predator. The backward lunge caused the cheetah to stop and drop its target. The herd of antelopes immediately closed in, keeping the calf in the center and moving away. On the open grass, the cheetah stopped when the antelope was out of reach. Both continued to move in their familiar pattern, maintaining their predatory relationship and avoiding each other. Not living in dense jungles, warthogs choose open grasslands to maintain their visibility on the African savanna. In the Serengeti, where lions and hyenas often hunt, the high-pressure environment forces them to remain vigilant. They don't run randomly but memorize familiar paths, choosing the nearest burrow as a survival guide. That very path was spotted by a pride of lions near the cave. They stealthily approached and then simultaneously charged as the warthogs were foraging. The chase erupted when one of them turned and ran in a familiar direction, then suddenly turned back. A shove with its tusks brought the entire herd to a standstill for a split second. That moment was enough to change the situation. The warthogs rushed into the cave entrance and disappeared underground. The lions surrounded them, trying to dig and waiting for an opportunity. But below, the warthogs had moved and escaped through another path, leaving the predators unable to reach them. This confrontation maintains a natural balance, with the constant hunting and dodging shaping the behavior of both sides. Porcupines don't seek conflict. They choose safe paths and repeat them when there are no changes in the dry areas of the savanna. They prioritize avoiding risk and remember places where danger has occurred. When threatened, porcupines turn their backs and raise their spines in defense. This reaction helps minimize errors, but also leaves a distinct trail along their path. Following the trail, a leopard approached from behind. It kept its distance, moving low and observing carefully before accelerating. The pounce was swift, but just then the porcupine stopped and turned its back. Its spines rose up as a barrier. The leopard changed its approach angle, but every attempt to get closer was blocked. Just before its target, the leopard had to stop. A misjudging approach caused its spines to pierce its legs and face. It ceased its attack and retreated from the area. The porcupine maintained its direction of movement and returned to its hiding place, creating a distance that the predator could not close. These failed hunts didn't stem from a lack of strength, but from misjudgments in timing and approach. Each species survives by its own instincts, quick reflexes, teamwork, or utilizing the environment at the right moment. These small differences determine the outcome in seconds. In nature, there are no guaranteed victories. The predator may have to stop, and the prey may escape. It all depends on how each side handles the situation in that instant.